What's good? I'm Nomad the Native, and you are tuned into The Snippet, a comfortable spot where we let the art spark the conversation. I link with artists, and we take a deep dive into the emotions and context that drive our creativity. So, join us as we connect, collaborate, and converse here on The Snippet. This is dedicated to the lover. It's like, nah. What's good? What's good? It's your boy, Nomad the Native, and welcome back to The Snippet. And I'm here with my homegirl, Mikiah.
Hello.
What do you do? Mikiah?
I'm an artist, a singer, a vocalist.
Vocalist. You be songwriting too, don't you?
Yes, a songwriter as well.
I love that about you. I love that for you. You got a snippet for me today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna play this song.
Call me. Got me waiting by the phone when I get any nigga that I want. I won't be alone while you string me along. Always saying what you gon' do, actions always prove you wrong. Show you right on, show you right on. Call me.
Hey, that sounds nice. That sounds angelic even.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Why'd you pick that song of all songs?
Because I just wanted to share something new. I like the message.
What's the message? Clarify it for me.
Why are you playing? I could be with anybody. And I'm sitting here trying to work it out with you. I'm trying to be with you.
Oh, that's real.
And you bullshitting.
Is that a situation you've been in recently?
No, that would never happen to me.
Oh. Oh, that would never happen to me.
No, I write from life experience, so of course it's happened.
How'd you handle that?
Unfortunately, I wrote a song about it.
Hey, word. That's no, that's real. That's real. I feel like that's life. Sometimes we just process through. That's a big thing with us. I be trying to process what I'm going through the music, through the art.
Yeah.
So
I like to write about it while I'm going through it. I don't actually remember. I think I probably cut that person back. There's nothing you can do about it. But write about it.
facts. You can't control. You can't make somebody act right or act the way you would like them to act, because right is subjective. But It's so like relationship stuff is like a big thing for you in your music.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's all I really write about.
Lover girl. I feel that.
Heartbreaks, successes, attempts.
How do you balance being a working, living musician and being a lover girl? Because like both seem like really time intensive.
Yeah, the lover girl is not. It's not really time for that.
What you mean?
There's no time for it. So, I mean, I'm not really balancing it. Like I go on dates and stuff, but like to have the time to be able to really lock in with somebody, it's not really there. Because as an artist, you're busy. Like I think 3 times a week I'm at rehearsals. I'm doing some kind of open mic things to like further my career or connect with other people, make connections though. And then the gigs, that's Thursday through Sunday. So
Where's their time for the other types of extracurriculars?
yeah, we start with the hey, what you doing? Oh, I'm doing this. What about you? He might say what he doing, and I'll never appear again. So like the next day I'll be like, hey, yesterday was crazy. And it's just like, he's gone. He'll be gone.
I feel that. Like sometimes I think I find myself either like falling off a convo sometimes in like the kind of like flirtatious courtship thing.
Yeah.
And then like so like either women who are like kind of in that similar like they got things going on, so sometimes they fall off. We either kind of stay in each other's orbit or they just like, all right, bruh, it was nice.
I was just telling my friend, I'm like, if someone like gets my number and they want to go on a date, I've gotten to the point where somehow I finesse them to come to wherever I am. I'm like, oh, I'm at an open mic, come meet me. And like, I really don't want to make time to meet you at the Cheesecake Factory just to find out we don't click, because I'm too busy to kind of be etching out time. Like, come meet me where I'm working, and if it's a vibe, then we can go to level 2. Yeah.
Have you ever been in a relationship while doing music?
Yes, I've been my whole life. It's a sticky situation. I dated one guy. I don't think he liked that I did music because it's so. I think like as the artist, you put it first, and then your significant other can tell that it comes first. Like it comes before whatever their plans are for the unit, and it's like a competition, and they want to seem supportive, but you really got to find somebody that honestly supports you, because you know. Yeah.
It made me think of some cartoon I was watching, like superhero stuff, where like the superhero's trying to like he's trying to balance his like regular life and like the superhero stuff, and it's like when the city's calling and I gotta go save him. I'm sorry. I tell people
I'm literally Hannah Montana, the show, and Miley Cyrus.
Really?
All of us are. I know we are, because there's no way we're surviving. Like, I have to work my 9 to 5. I have to take care of my home. And then at some point, I'm singing too. And then my 9 to 5 has no idea what's going on. Yeah. Some of them know. They're like, I heard you sing.
Keep that on the low?
Yeah.
How do you balance that, like, work with music?
It's very hard to do because music is not really lucrative financially. So working, it's like you have to do it. So it's not really a balance because I'm tired all the time.
Facts. I was talking to my homegirl. She's a photographer, and she's talking about how like for her regular 9 to 5, she works like 100 hours a pay period. And I was like, she was talking to me about how I like my grind with stuff, and I was thinking, damn, I work 100 hours too, but like 20 of them I have to pay for. You know what I mean? Like when I'm because like I work my 80 with my 9 to 5, and then with my with art and music, I'm like working extra hours on top of extra hours on top of extra hours.
Right.
But like because I gotta get mixing and mastering done. I gotta do recording. I gotta get artwork and photo shoots and gigs and whatever else. It's like I'm working 100 hours a week, but 20 of them I gotta pay somebody else for.
Yeah.
And if somebody by the grace of God is giving me something for free, I still gotta take the time out. I gotta spend the time. I gotta spend the energy. I gotta spend the gas.
Right.
I gotta buy props. Whatever.
It costs a lot of money, and I tell people like, you really don't have time to pick up a third job. I'm not even going to say a second job because I thought about it. And I was like, okay, I have my 9 to 5, but in order to fund this and all these ideas and pay the resources, I need even more money. But it takes up all of the time that you would have a part-time job. So you don't have, now it's like having 3 jobs. Yeah. So, and it's a job that's taking money from you. So you don't have the time to make the money and like make any extra money. Like
it's a drain. It can be stressful in that way.
And then like one place hit me up. What are they called? Oh, I'm not gonna say their name.
Yeah, don't air them out.
I'm not gonna air them out. But they hit me up and they were like, "Hey, we want you to come perform." And I'm like, "Okay, shoot me an email." I read the email and it says you'll get half of the ticket sales as long as you sell 20 tickets. So I'm like, on a Tuesday, and you're not paying me up front. I can't pay my band. So you want me to plug into an aux cord and try to sell 20 tickets, and if I sell 19, I'm not gonna get any money? Kiss my ass. Go away. I'm
no, because really though, like I wonder how people I wonder how like other artists and even like people who arrange those shows really like view it, because like you're asking me to be an artist, a performer, and you're asking me to be a promoter for you. Like I'm not even being a promoter for me or an event that I'm coordinating.
Right.
I have to be a promoter for your event, and if I don't meet your standard or threshold, I don't get no money. But I still have done promotion work, and I still perform.
Yeah.
Bruh.
It's too much. that's why I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it, and I don't think I'm gonna bring 20 people out on a Tuesday.
Do you feel like, because you're still like in a building phase, it's hard to get people to come out in the middle of the week sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like only SZA can do something like that. Even then,
Only
like I
SZA?
went to a Lizzo concert, and I think it was like Wednesday, and I was like, oh, I do want to see her, but Wednesday I have to go to work tomorrow. So, not even Lizzo could get me.
That's hilarious. It's hard. I think even for artists that are bigger than us, trying to manage to pull people away from the demands of life,
Yeah.
to come spend their hard-earned money and spend their weeknight, their work night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can see how that's really difficult.
Yeah.
I always wonder about when you get so caught up in the difficulties managing romantic relationships and the difficulties managing work and the balance of it all. And then sometimes even the pull and drain on resources that art can be.
The resources
Why?
is terrible. Like,
why do you keep doing it? Why do you keep making music? Why do you keep on writing songs and performing? Why?
it's definitely just, it's like a gift and a calling. Like right now I see a whole bunch of artists that it looks like they weren't born with it. And I think it'll all just fizzle out because once you get into it and you see how many resources you need and how much it costs, and even if you have free resources, you feel guilty using those resources up every week.
Mm-hmm.
And so it will fizzle out unless you have like a true calling to do it. Like all I can say is like a spiritual addiction. Like you cannot let it, you can't get over it. So
it feels like a compulsion. You're right.
yeah, like
You
if
can't
at
help yourself.
any point if I feel like I want to take a break or say I don't book a show for 2 weeks, I'm looking forward to the 2 weeks, and then when I'm in the 2 weeks, I forget that I thought this was going to be a break, and I'm just like, oh, I need to be
Like,
singing. I
you
need to
feel
find
guilty?
an open mic. Like I feel like I'm at a standstill, and it's like I'm addicted to singing and being somewhere that has to do with music. Like I felt really guilty. I think 2 weeks ago, my best friend, like all the little R&B girlies, we stick together. So they had invited me to an open mic. I think it was one on Tuesday, and then it was another one on Wednesday. So Tuesday came, and I went in the office, and we were on the phone. And I think this was like 11 a.m. I was like, yeah, so when I get off, I'm going to blah, blah, blah. I'm going to change my clothes. I got off work, and I texted my friend. I was like, tomorrow. I'll do the one tomorrow. And it was two on that Tuesday. So it was one at 7:30, and then it was another one that started at like 11.
Mm-hmm.
So on Tuesday, I was like, I'm going to make the one that starts at 11. And I didn't make either one. And then I was like, I got you tomorrow. I woke up Wednesday and already knew from the top of the morning, I was like, I'm just not going to make it. It's not a good week for me because I'm working all these hours in the office. And then when I get off, I got to sit in traffic, come home, feed my dog, change my clothes, jump back out, sit in traffic again, find parking in D.C.
It's got to really be in you in order to like muscle through all of that.
Yeah.
To go and do the thing that you love.
And I felt really guilty. Like I was like, you didn't get out there. You let sleep get you down. But I just couldn't.
No, that's real. That's real. I find myself like stuck as well, like in that compulsion, where like that addiction, where it's like I love this too much, I can't help myself. And as long as the resources exist, even if they're like they may disappear one day, if they disappear, then like I'm gonna make another way. I feel like like I couldn't even help myself if I tried. If I ran out of resources, I'm gonna just keep doing it at whatever level I got, and then I'm gonna find some other resources, and then I'm right back at it as hard as I possibly can.
Yeah, I have tracks for that. Like every instrumentalist that could possibly go missing. Like my brother, I'm like, hey, can I get a track with all the instruments except for guitar? I just need a track with guitar and bass missing because I won't have a drummer. And I need a track with just piano. All the other instrumentalists will be here. Like every scenario, I have it in my files because you never know what's going to happen to who or who can or can't make it because they're not paying you enough to pay them enough to want to show up. So it's like, hey, I understand if you can't. And you have to really understand then the photographer thing is a whole nother thing. Yeah. Like, I need you to charge me concert prices, not where do they be at when they take them photos with the backdrop?
Like studio prices?
Yeah, don't charge me studio
prices. Don't charge me no commercial price.
Concert prices. I'm on stage for 20 minutes and I go, Come on, tell me.
I feel that. Man, what made you start? Like, I want to, like, so we can wrap.
Singing?
Yeah, what made you start singing? This is our last question on the way out.
Oh, well, I was born singing. I was coming out the womb like,
Yo.
Edit that out. Don't do that. I'm kidding.
Literally born with it.
Yeah. My mom told me that, like, when I was young, I would sing at a really young age, and then her and my grandmother were kind of like, I think she can sing for real. Like, I think I hear something in there. So it's, like, always been a part of me. Like, my first memory of me singing was, like, in the car when I was little. Mm-hmm. And the radio was playing. I feel like Yolanda Adams was playing. And I asked my mom, I'm like, she was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm looking into the speaker of the car. I'm like, where's the lady? She's like, that's not how it works, But I was, like, fascinated with it, and I was singing along. Like, so I remember that. And then I got put into, like, music schools at a young age. So it's, like, always been part of my life. I studied music from 6th grade all the way till I graduated college. So you said when or why?
I was saying, I think I said when, but I might have said why. And you know what? It's the same thing at this point. No, because if it's in you, you know what I mean? If it's innate, that's the why.
Yeah.
Like, like you were born with it, and it's just, it seems like it's a lifelong love.
Yeah, I think that's the thing for vocalists, because a lot of people pick up what they're doing. Like, you pick up an instrument once you discover it, and then you become attached to that instrument. But, like, it's in here, like, your talking voice, your singing voice is in here. So once you learn that you can switch into it, it's just automatic. Like, you are addicted to it. Like, I have a hard time for people that can sing and they're not, like, focused on it. I be like, how not? So you just walking around with that thing in there, you just don't.
Hey, man.
It's like another side of the world you could tap into, and you're not tapping in.
You giving them a side eye?
Yeah.
What the fuck you doing? All right. Thank you so much for coming.
Wait, let me get...
Oh, you got a question?
Let me get a question in.
Oh, my bad. See, I'm all quick.
What does love mean to you?
What does love mean to me? Let me take the time to think. When you ask me that, I think about my family first, and I think about how I feel about them and the passion that I have. Like I told my brother, you are the only person on this earth I will die for and go to jail for. I won't even do it for myself. So it's like some kind of protection. It feels like protection. It feels like a little bit of fear. Like, I worry all the time. I don't want anything to happen to him. I guess it would be the same concept if I got into a relationship and felt love. But I think it's different. But where I am in my life right now, I think about my family, because the relationship part's not there. I can't really tap into the past and be like, this is what it feels like, because I'm different now. But, yeah.
Do you yearn love from your artistry or romantically? Which one's more important?
We just talked about that.
Because you
Why
say...
do you have to choose? I don't want to choose.
Both.
Yeah, both of them.
Both of them.
Which one? But right now you would say you're sacrificing the romantic part for
absolutely.
the artistry?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The romantic part is out of my control, and the music seems like it's not. So I can push that as hard as I want to push it.
It takes two for a relationship.
Yeah.
You can do music by yourself.
Yeah, and it's not even coming together. So I'm like, why would I put it first right now? And then I just think you shouldn't even have to. Like, if you're going to come into what I got going on, you have to know it is so important that you got to allow me to do my own thing. Like, I don't agree with everything Will and Jada got going on, but I do agree when they said, I don't agree with all the entanglements and stuff, but I do agree with the part where they say, like, we're a unit, but we have our own life. And so you can't be possessive or so codependent on somebody where you're like, yeah, have something else that you put first and you think is very important. And then we can come together in this aspect of your life. But this is your thing and this is my thing. And it's very important.
All right, that makes me wonder. Because, like, to a certain degree, I think all relationships, especially meaningful ones, require sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
You already sacrifice for your music. You talked about it this entire time. Like, you sacrifice time and energy, you put money into it. You've even sacrificed some romantic situations that just maybe not have panned out. Are there elements of the art or the artistic pursuit that you're willing to sacrifice for a healthy, you know what I mean, for a reasonable relationship? Not like sacrifice everything, but is there a degree that you're willing to sacrifice on the creative side in order to cultivate and maintain the romantic side?
Can you make room for a true love?
Yeah, I'm willing to change the channel of the radio station in the car if he doesn't want to listen to it.
That's as much sacrifice as you got?
Probably.
Respect.
So it kind of feels like somebody needs to love you correctly first for you to be able to love them back.
Yeah, because there's really, like, I just had this conversation with someone else that's in music, and he's struggling. He's like, I really love the person that I'm with, but I'm doing them an injustice because I'm really busy and they're not as busy. And so I'm making promises that I can't keep, and then great opportunities are coming up on promises at the same time. And I'm like, I gotta let you down because this opportunity has come up. So it's really, you have to get with somebody that understands the lifestyle before they even agree to love you or anything. They have to honestly be okay with the fact that it's inconsistent and it's random. And so there's not always gonna be a schedule or stability or anything. So, but I kind of was joking about the radio thing. I'm thinking like, what I'm sitting here trying to think, what would I sacrifice? Because there's not a lot as far as being a singer, a vocalist. I'm totally satisfied with singing at weddings. I'm satisfied with singing at parties. Like, when I picture my life as a singer, I'm like, the extreme is being famous and the lifestyle is just singing wherever I sing. So I'm not pressed to tour the world and be on a tour bus and all that stuff. So I feel like the person that I was to get with, he might not even have a hard time because I'm like, I don't really want to do those things. I do want to tour for a time out of the year and not just be on the move all year long and then take a break for a year. Like, I'm not one of those people. And I like to be where I am. I like to be at home. I like to pick an area. But then, who knows? The more money you have, the more you're exposed to. Maybe I will bounce around, live different places at the same time. See, that's why I can't say I would. Yeah,
because it's all hypothetical.
Yeah,
it's all hypothetical.
You just don't know. So it's like I would sacrifice something, but maybe I won't because maybe I'll change my mind.
That's real. That's real.
What's one takeaway for a future vocalist? Like, if they found out later on in life that they have this gift, this talent, what would be advice that you would provide to a vocalist?
Let's see. The advice, you walking down the street and one day, oh my God, I can sing? That's what you mean? Like, oh, you just stumble upon your talent. You didn't even know you had it. And
they want to pursue that. Like, what would be, I guess, one advice you could provide to them?
I would just tell them to get in the room, get around people that do sing, and always be willing to be a resource to somebody else, because until you are a resource to somebody else, you're never going to know how it feels for those resources that you need, like, to make those sacrifices for you. So I would definitely tell them to be a part of anything you could be a part of, even if somebody say, hey, can you come sing happy birthday to my grandmother? Just for a little while in the beginning, you know. and hone in on your craft. Take some vocal lessons, even if you feel like you can really sing. Get in a choir. There's nothing like choir for vocalists. Like sit next to other people singing different notes from you. Vowel pronunciation, all of those things make you stand out when you are by yourself. Like, so you got to practice your craft, and you're gonna make mistakes. I have wasted so much money on mistakes, on videos that I anticipated, looked at and said no, on photo shoots I looked at and said it's not gonna happen. I remember when I put out my first album, something said enter in your ISRC code or something like that.
Yeah, that's stuff that you learn by.
Yeah,
you
so
learn about that type of
I
stuff.
went and bought one.
That's hilarious.
On Google somewhere for $70. And then I texted my friend. I said, I have 10 songs. I'm about to buy it. He was like, no, it'll generate an ISRC.
It generates automatically when you upload it
when
to
you upload the songs,
distribution.
Why the fuck would it ask me for that?
Yeah, but sometimes there's just a limitation. There's just a limitation on what you know until you get out into the field and do it. So you gotta.
So you can't be ashamed. It's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you money.
Be willing to make
your
mistakes.
You have to be willing to make mistakes.
That's
it's
life.
Gonna cost you, and then you will learn, and you won't forget. I will never forget that.
Or you better not forget at least. All
Copyright
right.
your stuff.
Yeah.
Tell them that too.
Everything.
Because we don't give ourselves enough credit until somebody is walking around singing your shit. And you're like, oh, it was a dope song, wasn't it?
Until it's too late sometimes.
It's too late.
But I mean that's the process is you gotta like go through the BS. So you go through like bumping your head against the wall and be like, all right, well, that's not a doorway. That's a wall. Let me step.
That is a wall.
Let me step over here and walk through the doorway.
And seasons too. Everything is seasonal. Like I've worked with 1,000 resources, and I thought we were gonna like lock arms until we ran off into fame, and they just come and go. And seasons change. You got to be willing to meet new people and work with new people. Roll with it.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, we're gonna have to roll with it.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for coming through, Mikiah.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Once again, this was the Snippet, baby. Peace.
Call me. Got me waiting by
Hey, yo. Hey, son. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if so, then comment, like, subscribe, follow, disagree, whatever. I mean, this is a show by the artist for the artist. So, if you want to be featured, just hit us. There ain't nothing but an email or a DM away. Until next time, peace.